Sir, what I want to do is provide you the information that we can provide when we can provide it. And so I'm not familiar with the workings on the homework that's being done on that particular issue.
10 deceased veterans. The VA has refused to reveal those locations. I think our veterans deserve to know where there was a delay in care that led to a death of a veteran. And as I understand that, the VA has refused to release those locations. So I will ask you, by the end of the day, we'll make another request. Would you please provide that to the committee? And I would appreciate that. Second issue deals with, again, ongoing issue with Pittsburgh and Legionnaire's disease. We had a hearing on that. As I understand that, 3 days after the VA's Inspector General reported the mismanagement of the VA Pittsburgh Center's response to the disease outbreak, the director at that center received a $63,000 bonus. VA officials repeatedly said his bonus was under review. Then they allowed the gentleman to retire. Did anyone actually review the bonus? What is the status review, and when will it be completed? And I presume you don't know anything about this situation either, but I would appreciate a response to the committee on that particular issue. There's an ongoing bonus issue, and I would also like to know how many members of the senior executive service in the past year received a bonus from the VA. Last one, two issues that are related to specifically to responses. March of 2013 last year, my office received official confirmation from the VA that an outpatient clinic in Liberal, Kansas would receive a physician. Last week, I had an individual from that town was in my office and notified us that that never did happen. And so 13 months later, after we were told it was happening, we were told by a constituent that it indeed never did happen. I'm just curious how the VA can give some information that turned out to be inaccurate, and wouldn't you expect a notification back to our office that, Congressman, that didn't happen? There's still a vacancy, and you still have 3 years without a physician in Liberal, Kansas. Can you describe what should be the proper response, and whether you would be informing me in the future when you don't follow through on a request that was
Congressman, I would say in any kind of dialogue or conversation around an issue like that, when we've communicated information to a member and that information proves to be incorrect or the circumstances change, then we owe a follow-up conversation and communication to the member. That's part of building the kind of trusted relationship that needs to exist between the members of this committee and the department.
And I appreciate that, and that did not happen. Again, a Kansan had to catch us and say, the VA didn't tell you, but we're still waiting on a physician in Liberal, Kansas. Further on just outside my district, there's a Topeka VA center, and still trying to understand why the emergency room was closed at this center, the VA, and received no notification. Again, heard about it at a town hall from a constituent. And it is hard to build trust when good information might be communicated, but these difficult situations and failures or delays in care and refusal to answer questions makes it very difficult to visit with my constituents and honestly tell them we're getting the full story from the VA. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you. Ms. Titus, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Gibson, nice to see you. Thank you for taking time to join us this morning. I also want to thank you for your previous service at the USO and for working with me to get the facility